At the very end of last year, a viewer had requested that I review Sherlock Holmes, which I had oddly omitted from the reviews that I had done at that time. And although it is now February, it's still playing in theaters, so I think it's safe to say that a review of Sherlock Holmes at this time would not be out of place. Sherlock Holmes stars Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, and it is directed by Guy Ritchie. He's done a lot of independent films, as you know very well. He of course did the film Snatch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels way back when, and now he really is given a much bigger canvas on which to operate. This film takes place of course in the 1890s, and anybody who is familiar with Sherlock Holmes knows very well he was a thinking man's detective, and he certainly got the crime solved with his mind and not much else, which is I guess the most important thing we can say about Mr. Holmes. But in this film, Robert Downey Jr. plays the title character, and he uses much more of the brawn, his fists, than he does anything else to get crimes solved. The film is over, well, close to 2 hours long, if not longer, and I think the film could have been shown by at least half an hour. The film's canvas is a little bit too big for Mr. Ritchie, as a matter of fact, and his very direct and kinetic style doesn't fit this film very well. In fact, after a while, it becomes exasperating, not entertaining. Sure, there's some funny lines, and Jude Law supplies some great comic banter to counterpunch to Mr. Downey's character, but as Dr. Watson. But, you know, basically, if you look at this film, it's really little more than a showcase of directing flair from Mr. Ritchie, and that's not a bad thing. It's just that for many viewers, they may find it very exhausting, as I did. Sherlock Holmes is rated PG-13, there's a lot of stylized action and violence, and definitely a film perhaps that Arthur Conan Doyle may have stayed away from in his time. I'm Omar Moore for PopcornReel.com.